What's good to YouTube is the Curse on ABB, and I'm here to talk about something. Sometimes in life we tend to nitpick on other decades or other eras. Me personally, obviously, I was thankful to grow up in. I was thankful for growing up in the '90s. I grew up around the early 2000s as well, but I mainly my childhood was mostly in the '90s. Um, like we had our ups and downs in the '90s as well. Like the '90s wasn't really all that sunshine and rainbow. Uh, you know, we was dealing with a lot. Economy wise and society wise, we was just up and down all over the place. But the one thing that we did so well was we had each other. And I think that's what today's society is lacking. People are not willing to put a hand over a shoulder and say everything's gonna be okay. You got kids in school, middle school, elementary, high school, taking their own lives because of the one word, bully. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see it the way we handle bullies, the way we handled bullies back in the '90s and '80s is way different than now. How we handle bullies now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying today's generation is doing a better job of handling it, but it's come to a point where people like kids like 12, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 are taking their lives. Like they didn't even graduate, they didn't even have kids, they didn't even do what they wanted to do when they were kids. You know what I'm saying? It's real sad, but like I said, the way the '90s and the '80s handled bullies was way different. We made sure that our voice was heard. You know what I'm saying? Because I think today's society is just they say one word, they say one thing, and then they just go behind their backs and continue to torment. And now they and then the student who's being bullied, is like he or she is not speaking up. You know what I'm saying? It's not she or he is not speaking up sometimes, and then it comes to where they've given up. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know where to seek help, so they either kill themselves or they kill that individual. It's always vice versa. It's always they either kill themselves or they kill that person. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that gets locked up for a long time, charged as an adult because why? People wasn't listening. They listened, but they didn't really listen. You know what I'm saying? And that was and that's sometimes that's not good, man. Like I'm not saying that the '90s and '80s was perfect, but when it came to situations like that, I think family. I think the one thing that helped a lot was family TV shows. From Sister Sister to uh, to 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 Seventh Heaven. to smart guy, like every single step by step. You know what I'm saying? Like from every single TV show from the 80s and 90s was all about one thing: family. You know what I'm saying? Like when we all sat down in the living room watching, Family Guy. I mean, not Family Guy. Family Matters or Full House or Friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Friends too. Friends was more of a, cozy. Well, Friends was more of a, get together type, TV show where, they talked about their feelings or if something was bothering them, they can go to somebody. We don't have TV shows like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have the Family Matters. We don't have the Full Houses. We don't have the Seventh Heavens. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have the Step by Step. We don't have those. We don't have Different Strokes. We don't have those TV shows, and I think that really played a huge role into the 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? Because we could just like as a family, we could just sit down and watch how they solve problems, or how if there was a couple of scenes where in Step by Step where uh, I don't really know the characters by heart, but there was some guy that was bullying him, and like he took the gun into his bag, and the father went in and he saw him take something and put it in his bag, and he said, "So what do you got there?" And he said that, "Well, Dad, a kid has been bullying me in school, and not like I can't really turn to nobody." You know what I'm saying? And then he said that, "Son, give me the gun. You don't need it." And then obviously he had a talk with him like, "Son, if you really want the bully to stop, just be a bigger man and tell the bully no means no." And then obviously the bully got kicked out of school, and he left on with his life. But what if he didn't? What if that father didn't, catch him putting in that put that gun in his bag? He would have been serving a long time in prison because he didn't know where to go. And that's what a lot of people fail to understand. Today's society, like right now, today, like not today, but a few days ago, three people took their lives, man. Three people, and it was not even they was not even teens yet. One was 12, the other one was 10, and the other one was 8. All because of bullying. You know what I'm saying? Like, bullying can be the biggest disease of them all. The biggest threat of them all. Like a lot of people want to talk about gang related. That happens. I mean, gang related stuff happens. We all know, the outcome of it. But bullying can take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? The only difference between bullying and gang related is bullying, you basically have to either take your life or his life. Gang related, you can, like, everybody's friends. Like, if somebody's bullying you, you could go to your homeboy and say, "Yo, homeboy," you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he bothering me, man. Like, I can't handle it no more. You know what I'm saying? But bullying, you only have you. I mean, you could go to your guidance counselor, you could go to your principal, you could go to your teacher. They all going to tell you the same thing. Oh, move away from him. Oh, like if he's in your class, switch out. But that's not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like people need to really, like I think like they really need to, amped up on, stuff like that, but obviously they have, now I'm thinking that they put in, metal detectors, so if kids, have stuff in their items, or if kids have stuff in their book bag, they can, go through the metal detector. Same thing as you would do if you want to travel somewhere, obviously through the airport. But it's oh man, like every single day a kid is taking his life because you know because of this shit. I think about my son as well, and I'm sure y'all think about y'all kids as well. I'm sure y'all kids can go to y'all and ask you for advice or what to do and whatnot, but sometimes it may not be that, because sometimes when they come to you, you're always busy, this and that and the third. So they feel like, what, grandpa, whoever have guns, you know what I'm saying? They go out and shoot frisbees or, glass bottles and stuff like that. I'm gonna take a gun and put him at the back and go to school. And if the bully tries to, mess with me again, all I have to do is just carry the bag around, take it out, and show them who's boss. You know what I'm saying? And then there was many incidents where the guy or the kid pulls the trigger and he ends up killing them. Sometimes he's just sometimes he just gets like a bruise on his elbow. He gets shot at the arm or he gets shot at the leg, but sometimes he may not be so lucky. Sometimes it might just be a bullet right in the head or a bullet right in the neck. You know what I'm saying? And then he's tried as an adult because why? Because there was no supervision. There was nobody that he could turn to, you know? Like, if you really look at the 90s, all around the 80s and 90s, the suicide rate, the suicide rate for bullies was down by 24%. In the early 2000s, guess what? It was up by 70%. And then around 2009, 2010, it, kind of, dumbed down a little bit. But it rose up again around 2014, 15. You know what I'm saying? Like kids taking their lives because, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know where to turn. You know what I'm saying? But it was TV shows like that. It was TV shows like Family Matters that really took them in. You know what I'm saying? Like they know, like, okay, if I watch this TV show, I could get advice from whoever. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of situations in Family Matters where Eddie Winslow, he was getting bullied, and Carl Winslow went in the room in the same conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie, you don't need this. You know what I'm saying? And then he said that these are your weapons, and then he showed them his hands. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously his dad was a cop, and he wind up arresting the guy, and then the guy obviously went to prison and stuff like that. So or jail. But it shows you that 90s cartoons was 90s TV shows I should say. It was more about just watching. It was like it was like a special bond with them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, uh, like it's real tough, man. It's real tough. You don't know what these kids be going through. Um, like it could be your kid, and you don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you're not there all the time, but sometimes, when they get to that age where, they keep feeling getting pressured and pressured and pressured, it's like, what could you have done better? You know what I'm saying? Like, what could have you done to prevent this? Be there more. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to your, daughter or son more. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, like I said, man, this will continue on and 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 on. You know what I'm saying? Because for every bully, there's another one lurking around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really get rid of all the bullies. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be bullies everywhere you go. Like I was bullied as a kid from my height. You know what I'm saying? Like I was taller than everybody in my class. You know what I'm saying? Like they used to call me pencil neck. You know, but I didn't really let it get to me because I had brothers who, taught me like, words are gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just don't react. Because when you react, that's gonna eager them even more. You know what I'm saying? Like if they call you names and then you react to them, that's just gonna add more fuel to the fire. So just don't even talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Or if they push you, you know what I'm saying? Just don't even engage because that's the one thing you want to prevent sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I can't fight because I can fight, but I'm just saying like to avoid the situation. That's what you should do. Now, obviously, that's not what y'all did when y'all was in school. Obviously, when your parents taught you you be bullied, you get bullied. Push the bully back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, yeah, y'all both gonna get in trouble, but I think he's gonna get more in trouble because he's the one who instigated it. He's the one who started it. So, and obviously, y'all gonna have witnesses and stuff like, oh, I was there and such, and I saw this and I saw that. Yeah, 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 yeah. He started it. He was just walking and he pushed him. So the principal, whoever is going to take their word over the bullies, because obviously, it wasn't his first rodeo. You know what I'm saying? Like, not too long ago, he was bullying, a kid 2 days, like yesterday or the day after. So sometimes like that, you just have to avoid it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's hard, I'm sure some of y'all had bullies or some of y'all got bullied in school, you know, but, that's the one thing I don't like, you know, I just stayed my course, you know, um, it was very hard, you know, but, like I said again, man, this is not going to stop. Bullying is never going to stop. You know, bullying is going to be here for the next decade. After we all gone, bullying is still going to happen. Because it's in our DNA. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's in their DNA, obviously, I should say. But you know, I mean, if bullying was a law, everybody would be thrown in jail. You know, like it's just There's just nothing you could do. You could try to do everything. You could try to be the best parent as you can. You could try to give the best advice, but little bit too late, man. A little bit too late. Like kids so young. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really consider people in their 20s young. I think when you get I consider when you get you know when you're in your teens and your adolescence and when you're like uh, four through 9, you're still considered young. 10 through 19, you're still considered young. 20 through 29, you're still considered young. But when you get into your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, that's when you're old. That's when you're getting old. When you hit your 30s, that means you're in your twilight years of okay, now things are rapidly going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like my body's not gonna adjust the same way as it did when I was 22, and people are just gonna feed into that. You know. But like I said, if bullying was a law, everybody would have gotten thrown in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like stealing is against the law, but bullying is not against the law. But people are taking their lives, People are taking young kids. They didn't even finish school yet, are taking their lives because of bullying. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I teach my son not to bully others. You know what I'm saying? I teach my sister kids not to bully others because you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? All you know is that you're gonna come to school the next day, pick on the same person, and guess what? They're gonna push back, and the result is not gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen many incidents where a kid, he was eating lunch and some dude poured some milk on his head, and then he stormed out crying. The next day, he came back again, and he had two milks on his hand, and he was sitting with his backpack, and then he pushed him on the floor, and he threw his backpack at him, and then next thing you know, dude, the kid pulled out a gun, pop pop pop, two shots right to the stomach. Dude fell on the floor, breathing hard. Like everybody was scrambling and running. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously they took the gun away from him, and the kid died on the scene. Like the kid was a young freshman playing football, but he was a hothead. He was like more of those jockey. Like those jockey people. You know what I'm saying? Like the code, and he thinks that they're better. Like he's better than everybody else. 17 years old. The kid was a freshman, like around 13. Nicest kid. Never. He was a student honor. He never caused trouble. Uh, but the dude, man, he was a hothead. As soon as you look at him wrong, he'll start something. But obviously, he got in trouble, and he was tried as an adult, and he served 40 years in jail. Now, obviously, he had to, obviously finish school through, juvenile detention center. Uh, and then after that, when he turned 18, or when he turned 18, because in the United States, 18 is technically where they charge you as an adult. He got sent to, you know, prison, and then now, he served his, sentence. Uh, so now he's like around in his 40s, you know what I'm saying? Now he's more of a substitute teacher, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, he still claimed his innocence, to this day. He said that he didn't really mean it, but he didn't know. Like I said again, he didn't know where to turn. You know what I'm saying? Like his parents said, avoid him. His teachers, his principals said, avoid him. You know what I'm saying? He tried every way, but I mean, he was bound to run into him again because they both had the same lunch period. So, I mean, stuff like that, just happens. I mean, like I said, it's never gonna end. The best way we can do is just prevent it before it happens, or you know, every school across the state should just have monitors, or not monitors, but metal detectors. The same thing. Where obviously scan. You can see through your book bag, whatever. If you have a gun, whatever happens, um, they could detect it and say, sir, well, you have a gun, do you have a license for it, da da da. And then you're not going to get in trouble, but you're just going to get the gun, obviously, removed from campus and out of your possession. I think that's the only way I think that's the only way that, it's going to stop. But then again, there's other ways that they can sneak guns into school without, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, man, it's never going to end. And you know, I just want to say if your kids are having that trouble or if having that situation, just talk them down and just tell them that there's other ways of you know there's other ways of preventing that, what I'm saying. Or if he don't, like, if they don't really have a gun, like a knife, what I'm saying, like anything sharp object, what I'm saying, like just talk to your kids, man. Just talk to your kids about bullying. Nobody likes a bully. Because my grandpa said that the reason why they're bullying because they was bullied on. What I'm saying? It's a chain effect. What I'm saying? That kid was the sweetest kid ever. What happened? He got bullied. What I'm saying? And then now he feels like, okay, so if I bully this kid, I'm gonna feel empowered. It's all about empowered. What I'm saying? Bullies feel like they empowered because they have control. What I'm saying? Like once they don't have that control, then obviously when you push back, they're not gonna pick on you. And guess what? They still gonna keep that same motive, but they're gonna pick on another person that's weak. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, just tell your kids, there's a different way. There's always a different solution than just taking people's lives or taking your own life. You know, uh, like it's just it's different ways, man. It's different ways. So, um, if you like a comment, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Sub to my channel and tell me why you think bullying is very hard in today's society. Than it was in the 90s and 80s. Like I said again, the 80s and 90s had TV shows that family TV shows that dealt with that situation. So I think it controlled it to some degree. Like today's TV shows has nothing to do with family. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you got Family Guy and you got Simpsons, but like people you know like there's no family time no more. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's out there on their phone, on their iPad, or doing something. So I think I think family time took something away from what they were doing, or I think family time, where everybody get together in the living room and watched, whatever was on TV, eating, TV dinners and stuff like that. That's no longer there no more. So like I said, people are either on their phones, their tablets, or just hanging out with friends and stuff like that. So the society changed. So there's nobody to talk to no more. Like there's no there's lack of communication. Like nobody's seeing eye to eye, nobody's talking to each other. So like I'm saying, so sometimes you just have to do the best you can for the longest. So this is not gonna stop, and this will continue on and on and on and on and on and on and on until we find a solution. So, like I said, if you like this video, comment on the comment box below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.